Hello and welcome to this episode of Making Connections, the BattleCON analysis show where I, your host, Marco DeSantos, try not to do so bad while playing BattleCON online. In the previous episode, we played a little bit of 7, and now we're going to be playing a little bit of Rook because some fans requested for it. So I'm going to skip straight to the game and talk more once we get there. Alright, so we're in a game right now against Hikaru, and the name of our opponent is Sir Nibbles, the Chunky Goat. Well, Sir Nibbles, welcome to the show, and I hope you have a fun time playing some BattleCON online. So, Rook's a generally interesting character, because he doesn't play like many of the typical characters that you've seen on the show, which is basically just Rifflin half the time. He actually plays a lot like Alexian, so the deal is that you want to be kind of at range a lot of the time. But unlike Alexian, you have a lot of minimum range on your cards, which means that you can't hit in melee. This is a problem since you now have to position yourself very well every single beat in order to continuously hit your opponent. So against Hikaru, I probably do not want to have access to reload and switch. So we can get rid of those for now, and sniper is definitely not something we want to do early on. And drive. I think drive is a good base. But not necessarily on Rook because I have so much range, I usually don't need this.
Decisions.
We're gonna go fully automatic this game, mostly because we're against Hikaru and he barely has tools against that. Okay, interesting first game against Sir Nibbles, the Chunky Goat. What a name. We will now refer to them as Sir Nibbles. So, Rook's entire gimmick is that he has to anti-ammo tokens on top of his attacks for them to hit, right? And you give him a variety of effects. The problem is if you don't anti-ammo, you don't hit the opponent, because Rook's supposedly a gunner who shoots things, right? And without bullets in his guns, he doesn't hit. It's as simple as that. So usually on the first beat, you want to establish range from the opponent. So I'm more scared of my opponents advancing. So what I'm really actually scared of is advancing drive, which I think the opponent will do in response to a bevy of moves. So I'm gonna point blank strike. And again, the most damage that Geomantic can do. Oh, whoa! My opponent doesn't have Geomantic. Point blank strike is definitely a good play at the start like this. Nary a thing that Hikaru can do to destroy this play. And I'll do Impact Shell. This way, Hikaru gets pushed all the way to the back if he somehow advances. Hikaru has multiple ways to advance. However, based on my opponent's discard, it seems that they're a newer player. Mostly because they got rid of Geomantic on beat 1 and Dodge on beat 1 against Rook. Not very good plays in my opinion. So we'll see whether or not we'll be able to hopefully teach this Hikaru how to play. So Daniel, also known as Tyrankin, has given me a good policy when it comes to dealing with new players, and it's that you play things that teach them. So this might be a good teaching moment for everybody watching right now. I'm not just going to continuously try to crush this Hikaru, right? So there's the advancing drive, and this was a decent move on my opponent's part. In fact, it was a very, very good move. Because now they can advance into here, and then advance past me, and end up only in the corner. That's very, very good.
Solar upper! I'm tougher than I look.
Alright, so we push the opponent 1 space. So notice that we don't do this effect, because the effect says push 2 spaces, and there was only 1 space behind Hikaru, so he couldn't be pushed. So, in this situation, the Rook in me, I used to main Rook. I'm not horribly bad at him. So, in this situation, what Hikaru should do is something along the lines of a sweeping shot or a dodge. That way he could go to the center of the board and have effective range 1 to 3 on me all the time. That way he can Geomantic shot later on. However, I want my opponent to learn, right? So that's good moves. Another good move would be a Geomantic shot in this situation. So actually, my opponent's in a good place. If my opponent, I will play a move that basically loses to both of those things, but basically wins against anything else Hikaru can do. So I want my opponent to learn and see whether or not
Walk on.
that's a viable option. So I can dodge up until here, which will make it range 2 if he does sweeping. So we should probably just not do that. We could anti-explosive shell right now. This play is also really good. Oh, my opponent is probably dodging. I will do ignore soak. So my opponent's probably dodging, which is a good move on their end. Oh, there's the fire. I see, I see. Alright, I forgot. Rule number 1 when playing against Rookyuk. Always let Rookyuk ante first. So it seems that this opponent is actually way, way smarter than it looks. And probably is a more veteran player. I'll pass. I don't think anteing Stun Guard will actually help me run through the attack. Ooh, a Geomantic Bomb Strike. I still missed regardless, which is unfortunate. I should have anteed for range. But I wasn't expecting a Geomantic Bomb Strike like this. I was expecting a shot or a dodge. So in this situation, it might seem like we both continuously whiff, and that might be a bad thing. However, the big thing that you have to realize is that Hikaru's tokens are way more precious than my ammo. Not only do I have more of them, I can also easily get them all back by just doing reload once. So I'm gonna go here, establish some range from my opponent. Neither of us will hit, which is unfortunate on both of our ends, but that's fine.
Too slow.
So now my opponent doesn't have fire tokens, so I'm significantly less scared of the things they can do. I'm expecting my opponent to actually dodge. Start range 3. We could just, like, sniper grasp.
Alright then.
No, I'll just do the gunner grasp.
I can't miss.
And if my opponent does a dodge, then that's completely fine with me. I'm expecting something like a shot. I mean, not like a shot. I am literally expecting shot. So in this situation, my opponent should definitely be dodging. Oh, a priority. Alright. That's definitely going to be like a sweeping shot, right? Which ironically clashes. So if we clash the opponent, we should be fine. Yeah, we should be fine if we clash the opponent because we're Rookyuk and he's Hikaru, and Hikaru barely has options at this range. No, it's a trance shot. Okay. Nice bait on me there by forcing me. So I will not spend a custom ammo because I'm already at range 3 from my opponent. So in this matchup, it's really all about Rookyuk creating distance and making it so that Hikaru can't do anything against the moves. Because Hikaru has, like, some of the worst hit confirm in the game. Which, of course, is only fair because he has some of the highest damaging attacks in the game as well. He can make any attack deal 6 to 7 damage. So that's nothing to laugh about and nothing to, like, scoff at. So at this range, what would be some viable moves for Hikaru to do? Oh, he has Earth Token. Definitely good. I'm definitely going to be doing a Sniper Strike here. Yes. So here's the deal. If my opponent's going to be dodging, they're going to be doing Advancing Dodge, right? This is a reasonable move for them to do, so I will do Sniper Strike right now. And, because there's no dodge that isn't advancing, right? Like, that's the concept in my mind. So we will do this. And if they do advancing dodge, then that's fine. I can easily just get out of the way by using... Oh, Earth Token. Okay. I can easily just get out of the way next beat by just doing reload, since my opponent won't have dodge. I won't have shot, so I can easily reload in that case. I'm not going to anti-force right now. I kind of want the priority sometimes, so we'll see whether or not my opponent does the dodge. Nope, it's an advancing drive, and we clash. Huh. I should reload now. Because now my opponent will definitely do the dodge.
Let's do this.
Yeah, I should just reload right now, get into the correct positioning. Alright, I will shot. Or do I just drive at this point? Yeah, we should drive at this point to prevent the... to just get into a position that we want to be in. My goodness, what was this clash? Okay. Definitely one of the weirder beats of my life. So I will only advance one and still hit the opponent. Dealing a significant chunk of damage while also not stunning them, but dealing a decent amount of damage. And then I will obviously retreat one space back here.
Careful now.
And again, much like last beat, my opponent is still deprived of options. So, Hikaru should dodge. Like, at this moment in time, I firmly believe that no matter what happens, Hikaru should do a dodge play. Because even if he'll eat like a point blank or something, right? Like, this is probably my best play. Point blank shot. This captures the dodge and makes sure that Hikaru is always far away. That should be like the play that he does. He should probably just like dodge here and then get pushed back to here. That way he has a play. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna point blank shot right now. And if Hikaru does anything... So here's the case, right? The only case wherein Hikaru doesn't get hit is if he dodges back here or bursts back here. But if he's back there, then that's already good for me. That's what I wanted. I have to anti. So I don't want to anti the long shot because I want to use long shot next beat. So we're gonna flash shell. Hopefully ignore stun guard. Though it's not relevant at all because none of his attacks do have stun guard outside of focused, and focused only has 2 stun guard anyway. So my shot would have destroyed it already. Sometimes as Rook you just have to anti stuff to make your attack hit. It doesn't really matter what the ammo actually does. I feel like I should be capitalizing a little bit more on force antis as Rook. However, I do want to keep the... There you go, that's a great dodge. So now my opponent should dodge forward. If my opponent dodges back, I think that's a mistake. So I think my opponent should have done this last beat. With like advancing dodge.
Closing in.
There you go. Great play, Mr. Nibbles. Sir Nibbles. Sorry, Sir Nibbles. Sir Nibbles. So I get to damage him for 3 and push him as far as I can.
Down, but I'm not out.
He's down, but he's not out. Okay, so now my opponent actually has plays he can make, right? They have the trance drive. They also have sweeping drive with range token. So there are some decent moves that my opponent can do. But none of them deal damage. You see where I'm getting at? None of my opponent's attacks deal damage.
Hey, watch this.
So the real question is... So I'll just do this.
No problem.
I'll just trick strike, anti-range, that way no matter where my opponent goes, I will hit. And then deal 5 damage to them. So many Rook players could have also taken the key and they could have done reload on this beat as well. Specifically something like a crossfire reload, right? But again, I'm playing against a newer player. I'm not sure if that's the right play to make. Because we don't want to, you know... I don't know how to explain it, but yes, I do not want to just absolutely crush this player and be like, haha, look at me, I'm so great, right? Like, that's not what this series is about. It's about everyone learning, including my opponents, and including me myself. I haven't actually played Rook in a long time, so it's very important for me to like get used to all of these tricks again. Get it? Trick? Trick strike? Okay. My opponent's ending power, but I have stun immunity, so I fear nothing. Is this the range? Priority. So this telegraphs to me that this is a trance drive, which would be a very good play right now. No, it's a focused shot. Great play on my opponent's part.
Obsidian driver! It takes more than that to throw off the game.
Very painful for both of us. Now I'm a bit scared. I have to dodge. Wrath of the Elements will not hit. Okay. I have to somehow not get hit this beat. And the most likely play my opponent's gonna do is this. Advancing Drive. Right? Advancing Drive Anti-Power would absolutely destroy me because they're expecting me to dodge. Or, sorry, to reload right now because I have no ammo, right? So that's the mix-up we have to deal with. Are we dealing with Trance Drive or dealing with Advancing Drive? In my opinion, both are very likely plays, but which one's worse, right? This is the worst case heuristic. Is it getting hit by Advancing Drive Anti-Fire or just getting hit by a Trance Drive? Which, even if they do Anti-Fire, will only deal 3 damage. The answer is quite simple. We want to clash this, right? The real question is, can we? I mean, yes we can.
This one's got your name on
So
it.
we're gonna clash that and then reload. That is my dream. That is my hope. Yes, because the moment... range. Ah. So this could easily be advancing Palm Strike now. Well, that's fine as well, because advancing Palm Strike only deals
Dispatch.
3 damage. Not very good. Advancing Burst. I am so confused, but at the same time, quite impressed. I think my opponent was expecting the reload right now and thought to themselves that Advancing Burst would hit every space. And you know what? They're not wrong.
I'll hang back.
It would definitely hit every space. Okay, I get hit.
I saw that one coming.
They saw that one coming. Very, very unfortunate on my end, but that's fine. This next beat, I'm gonna be doing a sniper reload. So the way this works is that you're gonna use dodge, sorry, a sniper dodge. You're gonna dodge here and then sniper back here. I want to be as far away from Hikaru as possible, disabling the most amount of his options. This also baits the Geomantic Drive play.
No problem.
Oh wow, we picked at the same time. So they're telling me to watch this, and I'm not sure what they mean. So again, until I reload, I cannot do anything. So we're both dodging. Very good reads on my opponent's part. In fact, very, very good reads on my opponent's part. They're playing very well. You want to be as far from Hikaru as possible. Had I reloaded this beat, I would have been actually way ahead.
Careful now.
So now we're facing down a variety of drives, right? Essentially. It seems that focused drive is the fastest one.
Come at me.
Okay, here's the play, everyone. We're gonna let my opponent drive into me and deal 7 damage. Wait. This kills me. Maybe that's not such a great idea. I could crossfire reload instead. Okay, so here's my plan, right? I will trick reload. Now we have to crossfire or else we'll die.
I can't miss.
So this looks like a Geo Drive to me. If they anti this, it's definitely the Geo Drive. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna anti-stun guard. Hopefully it's not Geo Drive. and I'm able to brunt through it, I highly doubt it's gonna be fine. It's the focus drive. I still can't brunt through it. Oh my goodness. So I was expecting a focus drive as well. I was actually expecting my opponent to do,
Closing in.
what's the name of that attack? Geomantic Drive? But I guess they want their tokens back. That's very important to them. Then that's absolutely fine to me. Water token. So while I understand that the water token is quite good for Hikaru against the Rook-Yuk matchup, I do not quite understand why they chose to get that instead of like anything else he could do. Oh. Am I dead to this? I didn't consider this case, but I think I'm dead to his finisher. Good game. Very good game, Sir Chunky Goat. That last beat definitely should have just done Trick. If I had done Trick Reload, I would have been able to teleport to the opposite side of the board and then do fully automatic and would have been a guaranteed hit 100% of the time and kill the opponent. So now we just gotta play with hedges. That's still faster than anything I can do. So we play something that kills them, right?
Dispatch. Do you copy? I can't miss.
Alright, this is quite a very close game, very, very intricate. I'm not that good of a Rook-Yuk player. And had I just read properly that last beat, I would have probably won this game. This is definitely going to be the Wrath of the Elements finisher. So I'm going to anti-power. Hopefully this kills them. And if they do Wrath of the Elements, then good for them. Absolutely atrocious. I didn't see this line of play. It's a very good line of play. I should have gotten Force Grenade or something. Oh. Interesting. Is this not the Wrath of the Elements? Did my opponent not figure this out?
Quickly now.
Well, maybe they're just anteing for fun. But good game, Sir Nibbles the Chunky Goat. I have been defeated by your chunky goatness. My liege, my Sir Chunky Goat liege.
All I need is one good punch.
All he needs is one good punch. Gets demolished. Very good set of plays from my opponent. Absolutely great set of plays. I had none of my dodge options, and that was just a good game from Sir Nibbles the Chunky Goat. Let's go to the post-game analysis here. So, there were a few things that went wrong that game, especially on my part. The big thing that we have to talk about here is the fact that I didn't reload until I had 0 ammo left. As a Rook-Yuk player, I know that this is a wrong thing, I know this is a wrong move. However, I decided to press my advantage and hopefully kill my opponent after the reload. However, after that, my opponent was able to do 2 beats wherein they essentially, quote-unquote, read through both of my plays, essentially reading the reload twice and even clashing it after that beat. Absolutely a great set of reads from Sir Nibbles, the Chunky Goat. What a name! So I'm very impressed with that. That was a very good Hikaru game, and just goes to show how Wrath of the Elements can be a very powerful finisher just because of its stats. It was unbeatable in that final setup because of the fact that not only did it have high priority, it was also a finisher. So even if I matched its priority, it wouldn't clash and it would just go straight and destroy me. So that just goes to show the two opposite ends of the spectrum of this matchup. If Hikaru is able to corner Rook-Yuk, Rook-Yuk gets really sad. However, Rook-Yuk can easily establish range. It's all about figuring out your windows of opportunity and finding ways to be able to get into Rook-Yuk's weak spot and corner him. So, on the end of our Rook-Yuk, former Rook-Yuk main who's not very good with him, I'm very glad I was able to show some of you some of that matchup gameplay and how it's not always as one-sided as it seems. Sometimes your opponent making a few misplays can be enough to win you an entire matchup that seems completely untenable if played perfectly. Not everyone can play perfectly, that's just the reality of the situation, and you have to understand that sometimes taking advantages when your opponents make mistakes is the most important way to go. without much else to say, thank you so much for watching this episode of Making Connections. I hope all of you learned something very, very interesting in this game, and hopefully Sir Nibbles, the chunky goat. I hope to see you more in BattleCON Online, and very, very good game with Hikaru. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you want to tell me anything, please tell me in the comment section down below. If you want to ask anything, why I did certain plays, why did I do that? Number one, the most common answer is I'm doing a show where I'm talking, so I'm not really fully 100% committing my brain power to making moves. On the other hand, the simple answer is I'm just a bad Rook player. There's a reason why I stopped maining him after War. So if you are gonna tell me why didn't you do this, why didn't you do that, let's have a discussion about that in the comment section down below, and hopefully that makes both of us better Rook players. Without much else to say, don't forget your special action, and thank you, World of Indians. Thank you, good night.